In this step, before we get started with the playing, we're going to take a look at how to hold the different types of sticks we have with us today. So first off is the regular drumstick. You take it, act like you're going to shake someone's hand with your left hand. Just take the stick, okay, plop it in the palm of your hand, like an inch of the butt hanging down, okay, and then wrap your fingers around, and the stick does not go on top or below, okay, it goes on the side. Okay, as you can see, I got a little bit hanging out in the back. I leave a little bit of a gap because I like to play loose, okay, I like to be able to just, my stick just comes in and out, okay, you don't want to hold too tight. So that's how you do the same thing with the right hand, and that's how you hold a regular set of drumsticks. Now, there's also the traditional way, which is your right hand is exactly the same. Take your left hand, act like you're going to shake someone's hand, place the stick in there, but instead of an inch of the butt hanging out, you want maybe, what is that, 3 inches or so? You want just below, if this is the middle of the stick, you want it to be a little lower than that. So thumb, forefinger, wrap your finger around, let the middle of the stick rest on the edge of your fingernail and your knuckle, and your first knuckle, okay? Tuck the pinky in, wrap the forefinger on, and you want to actually touch your thumb and your forefinger, okay? And you just put your middle finger on there. So this is what traditional would look like, okay? You got your right hand doing the exact same thing as the match grip, and then this would be traditional. Now, if we take a look at our hot rods, yes, you could play traditionally, like that. That would be a traditional look. But you hold these exactly the same way as you hold regular drumsticks. Now, one problem is these are like really a lot thicker than regular drumsticks. So it does feel a little bit different in your hand because it is so much bigger. But primarily, you hold these, the match grip, the same way, okay? Now, if we take a look at some brushes, these are kind of different because they're so light and they're thinner, and there's just, up here, there's just not much going on. So you would hold these, this would be a match grip, same way, just, you know, like that. But you're not going to have quite as much hanging down. You want it just basically this ring hanging down, and that, or hanging out, because you can't hold them up here. So hold them back here. That would be the match grip. And then with this, since brushes are primarily used, or most typically used in jazz music, and a lot of jazz players, most jazz drummers play traditional, you would hold the stick like this with traditional, okay? And as you can see, there's not much going on back here because the brushes are so small. If we set them side by side, you can see how much bigger a regular drumstick is than a brush. And that's a lot, okay? That's a big change to have to overcome when you're talking about the brushes, okay? Now our last thing are timpani mallets. And you got your match grip, but typically with timpani mallets, because you play timpani kind of with your wrists, normally your palm or your back of your hand is parallel with the floor of the ceiling, right? Well, with timpani, typically you flip your hands over like this. Okay, so as opposed to, now you can play it that way. It's not wrong, but typically when you're playing a timpani, well, let's move the rack tom since that'd sound more like a, okay, real loose. Your thumbs are pointed to the ceiling, as you can see mine. That's typically how you would hold timpani mallets to play timpani. But we're playing drum set, and we're in a rock band, so we don't necessarily have to play it this way. So you can play it however you want. So that is how you hold the different types of sticks and mallets and brushes that we are going to use today.